I'm going to show a little bit on how I started the 3DS transfer. I did the wireless communication transfer, so go ahead and check part of this out and then we'll get into it. Transfer. So what you see here are my two DS's, my two 3DS's. This is my old one. This is my new one. Be a little editing magic and... expensive Nintendo system I've ever bought in my life, for a portable system. Ever. Not lying. $300. I'm part of the ambassador program. I bought it when it first came out. Bought it back a long time ago. Have wanted to upgrade this Nintendo for a long time. Now that I finally see that it's gone down a little bit. Let's put it this way. I've been waiting a while for these to go down. GameStop's selling them really decently right now. Really nicely priced currently right now. So if you want a used one, you want a refurbished one, go get one now. I know a lot of people do not like GameStop for their practices, certain things. I know I've seen stuff on the internet, but if you really want to get one cheaply, now's the time to do it, honestly, because I think because of the Switch, the 3DSs have gone down dramatically, and I don't think it's gonna stop anytime soon. So if you go to GameStop, get them right now. They're like $120. I want to warn you, this is just the wireless transfer that you're going to be watching. The reason why I decided to do it was because I saw a lot of people that were actually had done transfers, and all they do is just leave fast forward versions. You'll see fast forwards in here. I'm not going to warn you, but at least in here I want to explain it a little bit better, I guess. I saw a lot of people doing that, and they just really didn't explain it, and they just said fast forward, and they started hitting agrees and all this stuff, so I didn't see why. So a lot of that stuff will be edited out, but it won't be nearly as bad, so that way I can kind of, I guess, in a way, I wanted to make one where it wouldn't be so hard for you to understand what's going on and be dumbed down. Down below, before you start any kind of transfer, just keep in mind you have three choices. Since I'm doing the wireless transfer, your other choices is a low capacity micro SD card version and taking your data also, which is a PC transfer from your Nintendo, your old one, transferring it onto the computer, and then back to your new one. So you have three choices, but this is specifically going to show you the wireless transfer between two systems if they're both working. Because that's the only reason why I bought this. I love the 3D depth on certain games that I have. Certain ones I do own. I like playing in 3D. I don't do it all the time, but when I do, at least I have that choice. Especially with Samus 2 remade that just came out. That's the biggest one I'll probably be playing a lot in 3D. I've already played it a lot in 3D again, but I'll be playing it more in 3D. But before you start, keep in mind, if you decide to go with a Nintendo 2DS, unlike this one, it has a cover right here at the bottom, so your card is still here, but I think it's slightly moved over, and instead of your memory card being in the back, it's also right by the actual game cartridge, and it has a nice little cover. Depending on which one you get, doesn't matter. The other things to keep in mind, you have to restart your name, your birthday, and your network, so you have to re-put back in all your network stuff. But do not, I repeat, do not put in your network Nintendo ID. If you do, you screw it up completely. I know I'm forgetting. Oh, make sure you have a big memory card, because we know we're all living in an age now where we like downloading games more than we like buying them at the store sometimes. So keep that in mind too. I went from a 16 gigabyte in my old system to a 32 gigabyte in my new one. Pretty much it. Just make sure you have a big enough card. Just keep all that other stuff in mind, and that's pretty much it. I know a lot of the stuff's going to be fast forward. A lot of it's going to be edited out because I need to keep everything. But yeah, I hope you like it. Talk to you here in a minute. Here, this little lip that you see, like it's real tiny, you use this part right here to open it up, and it's kind of forceful. Don't worry about it. It happens. It's a thing. It's a nuisance. Sounds like you broke it. You didn't. Trust it. It's okay. Pull up a little bit. Sounds like it snaps and you killed it. So as you can tell, back here is where I actually put my new memory card. Close your lid and just reattach everything again. I set up my systems, have the cords in for both to get them ready to transfer. What we're going to do on this system, so this one's ready to be set to get started for your system transfer, which tells you transfer data to this system from another system in the Nintendo 3DS family. So we're going to hit yes, but we need to get it started on the old one. So this is my setup currently. This is what it looks like, part of the ambassador program. So I have all these free games that I want from here to go to the new one. So let's get that started. We're going to go into our system settings, of course. Going to get in there. I have to go tab all the way to the right. So I've just basically purchased this, got it all set up to show you what this looks like the minute you open up the box and you create everything except for this point and you want to get it started. And you're already there. So it's the reason why I'm doing it immediately out of the box. I'm going to go into other settings. I'm going to go all the way over until you see this one that says system transfer. There it starts. So what we're going to do, we're going to transfer from a system in the Nintendo 3DS family on this one to this, from this to there. So we're transferring from a system in the Nintendo 3DS family. It's just saying that the transfer allows for you to move software and data between the systems you own and between the family. And it regards in the transfer that you cannot, any micro SD cards containing any data of the source system will be, just telling you that it'll be lost, unusable. Sound recordings, I'm trying to remember what else it says, but it says a few things about some certain stuff that cannot be transferred over and certain things you might have to get back. And the country settings have to match. So just to let you know, they do have to match before anything. We're receiving from a Nintendo 3DS on the new one. So we're going to receive here. On this one, we're sending to. So let me get it in focus real quick. See, that way y'all can see that. So we're sending from this one. And there's a guideline to let you know with step-by-step instructions to let you know how to follow. Of course, at the Nintendo website, which I'll have at the link down below, in case you get lost on this at any point in time. Okay, so I'm basically getting it started. So this is just letting you know that once the system is linked, the Nintendo ID, you must sign in before signing in. So I'm going to do that real quick and we'll get the rest of this started. And we'll go from there. Oh yeah, what's their point? Alright, so it's connecting to the internet. I've already put in my password. I'm waiting for more instructions, I believe, on this system to go to this system. So everything from here is going to go to there. So, of course, I want to pick the system I'm going to, which is KraZgmr. So transfer from, of course, KraZgmr's Nintendo 3DS system, and I'm going to say yes. So I'm going to use the source system now to control the transfer process. So I'm going to go through a few steps real quick. If you get lost or anything, and of course this is going to probably be fast forward as I go through this, so we're going to get to an important part here in just a few moments. So you're going to see this being recorded as I do all this. So I'm just basically reading over this real quick, so a lot of this is going to be fast forwarded, or probably edited out. So I'm just going to hit next. Replace all the data on this system, and all this system will be reset and deleted. So it's just warning me that I'm going to lose all the data, but it's going to be transferred from here to there the minute I start this. So it'll be reset and deleted completely. So everything that's actually on the card will be gone. So click yes. So it's preparing the transfer. As you can tell, both of them are trying to talk to each other. So everything from this one is going to go to here. Okay, so there's asking me for more directions. So here we go. If I have the same software or downloadable content on both systems, so I don't have any of that, so it's basically new. It's just let me know the downloaded content, of course, is on a time limit. Just tell me that this is the only thing that's going to be deleted from the target system. So let's go to next. Unusable if I perform the transfer. Are you sure you want to continue? And of course I want to. and I want to continue the transfer, so of course I want to transfer. So once the micro SD card data has been transferred, it will only be usable on this system. So it's preparing the transfer. This one's starting to use the source to control the transfer process. The progress is starting to take place. So it's telling me that now my DSiWare titles on the system memory can be moved to the SD card. So we're going to move those. I have a few DSi games, honestly. I downloaded it when I first got the 3DS. So it's starting to transfer to do that. So let's see how, hopefully this won't take too long. If it does, I'm going to go ahead and end this video for now. And we'll come back and get this transfer uploaded. Woo! Alright, so what it's doing right now currently, just to let you know, it's moving over all my DSi titles. It asked me to do that just a few moments ago. So it's moving that over. As it does this, it should just take a few more moments, and of course I've gotten to the next step, which it's asking me to actually say that SD cards can be set up into stuff, so we're going to go next. Okay, wireless transfer. It takes hours, it does take time, so depending on how much data you've put on your card originally, it can take anywhere from up to 2 hours for each 4 gigabytes of space, and there's quite a bit that I have on mine. I've already got my DSi titles transferred over, so the thing that comes down to now is the fact that they're going to transfer and talk to each other. So I'm going to do the wireless transfer to make them go back and forth. The chosen method will be used to transfer in, and of course, yes. So I'm going to move it from here into here. So it's transferring the data over. The transfer is starting to actually take effect. So it's taking all my SD data and actually moving it over. So as you can tell, it's starting to move. So it's getting so much of the file space. So this is going to take a little bit of time to move over, to talk back and forth. So as you can tell, little guys are moving over here. Some Pikmin are moving in the background to go get my old stuff from this system. And it's like, nah, dude, we need to grab this stuff and move it over here, man. We got work to do. So let's do this real quick. So it's transferring it out. When I come back, we'll see how this went through, because this is probably going to take quite a bit of time. So during the time I recorded this was actually at 2 a.m. I believe in the morning when I actually recorded this. The voice was really low. So right here I just saw how long it was still taking. It was barely at 25%. So I'm sorry for the low voice on this part right here, but yeah, I was still waiting. I went back to sleep shortly after. Hopefully it'll be done. I don't know. But we'll see. After many hours, the system finally completed. So, as you can tell, I don't have a stylus. Actually slept overnight to actually get started. So, the system is now able to restart to complete the transfer. This one is saying the transfer is complete. The next transform can be performed in 7 days. So system memory will now be formatted here, and now it's here. So I'm going to hit OK here. Ladies and gentlemen, so I got the 3DS actually transferred. This is my new Nintendo 3DS now currently. I'm going to turn it on, show you what it looks like. After about me sleeping last night, the time that this actually did go through, somewhere between 4 and 5:20 of me waking up, the transfer happened, it completed. So just to let you know what it looks like, of course I don't have the volume down, let me turn it up a little bit so it drowns out a few things while I'm talking to you at the same time. I did change a few things, so to let you know. This is where my ambassador sticker, I believe I put it in, is at. So I moved it because early this morning before I took off, I put in some Super Nintendo folder and I downloaded Link to the Past, of course. So the transfer happened okay. The only thing I have not tested out real quick, of course, is this bad boy to see how it connects, to see how it works. Because I know new Nintendo 3DS and 2DSs work a lot faster with their OS, and they seem to connect quicker as well. So I'm going to show a little bit of that to see if my DLC actually recorded through. And I'm sorry my finger's a little bit in the way on that. But we're just going to see if it went through to see how it looks. So it's accessing the SD card because of course everything transferred over to check it. So all my information's now over from the other system over, so the other system's deleted. I'm just going to check. So of course it tells me you can go to the DLC shop, go to Smash, just go to Solo real quick, see if I've had my DLC characters. And just to see where they're at, you can tell right there, they're there. So there's Cloud and Ryu. I need to get Bayonetta? Where is Bayo? I forgot where she is. I know I had her, at least I thought I did. I'm sorry, so it's been a while since I looked at this. I might not have downloaded her yet. So, it seems like that's the other character I need to go find. I don't see Bayonetta, but I thought I had her. So, other than that, I'd say everything's intact. Everything's good to go. But yeah, that's how it works. So, that's how we can tell it's working correctly. It's working fine. Also, just to double check and make sure, like if I wanted to show you real quick, I'm going to go into this, because that's where I have my advanced games that I got from the Ambassador program. So as you can tell right here, they're all there. I'm going to go to one more folder real quick to see if they're there. This is my films. Yep, there's my 2 films I had. I kept the Thriller one, and I kept the Night of the Living Carrots. One more folder to check. That's my Nintendo games. So this is ones I also got through the Ambassador program, or I've downloaded. Of course, just to show you what they look like. Yeah, I downloaded Castlevania the other day, and I'm checking this one real quick with my Game Boy games. Yeah, so everything's intact. Everything's good. Transfer went through okay. I haven't really checked the files, but I checked other stuff. So that's all for the video, guys. Leave your comments down below if any of you have ever done a 3DS transfer. If you have done one. Also, how long did yours take? Mine took 7 hours. So this has been Upgrading with KraZgmr. See you next time. And let me know your comments and thoughts down below. Appreciate it much. Peace out. So after this, hopefully I'll have more upgrading stuff later down the line. And God bless to y'all. Hope y'all like this.